Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, you and me back here again, listening to a Views from the 906 podcast. This week we have Brice back on the episode. He talks about the big Northern series where they swept him in the WCHA playoffs. We talked to Ray on Monday, so this was before the WCHA playoffs got canceled, along with everything else in the world. So he did give us some insight on, moving forward in the tournament, but that's not going to happen anymore. But, um, you know, looking out from here, it looks like Brice has played his last game in a Tech uniform. So Ray, we really appreciate you, man. We're really proud of you being the hometown kid and leading the Huskies. You guys had a tremendous season, man, and we're really proud of you, man. So you're always welcome back on to come chat with the boys. And this is a great episode. I hope you guys enjoy. It's a great conversation. We are going to follow some college hockey next season as well. I really enjoy following along and getting to know some of these players around the UP and hearing their stories. Obviously, Mike had met Griffin Loughran in Marquette, and they're buddies. So he came on the show, and now he's a good friend of the show. So shout out to Griffin as well. His season didn't end as they had planned, but they have a bright future there at Northern Michigan, and we look forward to talking to those guys moving into next season. And like I said, this was recorded on Monday, so there's a lot of things have changed since this conversation. So just keep that in mind as you're going through, and I appreciate all you guys hanging out. Share on Facebook, drop a like for the boys, whatever you got to do. But without further ado, here's Brice talking about the WCHA playoffs and the big win over Northern Michigan. Ray, buddy, how did it feel to beat Northern twice in the playoffs in Marquette? Run it down for us.
Unbelievable. I mean, just all the things that they've done to us all year, and to go in there and just to see them lose and end their season is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to feel great being the rival.
Not to mention the game itself, that Saturday game was insane. Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that was crazy. 3 overtimes. I think I'm still tired from it. So
yeah, well, that's what I was telling the boys. I mean, if you guys had to play another day, that would have been brutal for both.
Both teams. That would not have been fun to watch. I don't even think. I'm so tired. It would look like shinny, I think, but it could have been a 1-0 game and probably just a lot of dump pucks and not much back and forth. But that was an awesome game and unbelievable way to win it, and then to be able to plant the flag at center ice on Craighead's birthday. Couldn't have been a better present for him.
Oh, wow. Gave him a little present, huh? I love the video of all you guys going out there and doing it together. That was pretty sick. I saw you chirping. Were you pointing at their bench there? You pointing at them and patting everybody on the back?
Yeah.
I like Darian. Darian's a good guy, off the rink as a person. But I could understand where you're coming from, just sticking it to him, especially since he's a senior. That was his last game. And he's been
I don't understand why he felt the need to do that in a game where we were going to play them, and then we end up getting the last laugh. There's no better karma for that, and he got everything he deserved there, and I couldn't be happier to end his season and plant the flag at center ice on him.
Wow. I mean, I didn't realize it ran that deep. I didn't realize he was the one that did that. He was the one who had scored that.
Yeah.
That goal.
So that's kind of
huge.
And they were running their mouths all series to me and all season long. So going 5-1, I mean, what does Griffin have to say about the fluke? I mean, there's not much you can say that it's a fluke. We beat him the other 3 times. Is that a fluke too? I don't know.
Hey, I mean, all that matters. We won't talk too much on Griff. He's a friend of the show, but all that matters, their season's over, buddy, and you guys did it. And it was a super entertaining weekend. You said you won 5. That was 5 of 6. And you're going to Minnesota now. What kind of info you got on Minnesota here?
Yeah, I mean, they're a very good team. They've been good all year. They've been good the past few years, actually. It's going to be a tough test for us, but I think we're prepared. We're playing. Yep. I mean, I think we won the last 5 out of our 6 games, 6 out of 7, something like that. We're prepared. We're ready to go. We're healthy. Like I said, we're playing our best hockey when the time is needed, and it's going to be a tough test for us. But then again, they're already in the tournament. They don't really. I mean, they want to win. But it's more important for us, and it matters more to us. So these are huge games for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna mix it up.
You guys.
Go ahead, Mike.
You guys have played them once already this season. You had a little series. You tied tied the first night 1-1 and lost the second night, I think 4-2 or 4-1 or something like that. So going in there, I mean, only playing them once, you guys have an idea of what type of game to expect, but at the same time, playoffs are a whole different type of environment. So how are you guys going to be like? What's your game plan attacking to go
Yeah,
farther into this playoff run?
we probably won't watch any from or very little video from what we've seen earlier in the past. The team's changed. I mean, I think we're a
Yep.
lot better now than we were then, and they are probably too. I would imagine it's been since October since we played them. Um, they're going to be good. They're very good defensively. I think they have a ton of shutouts. They score goals. They have top end talented guys that are probably going to sign NHL contracts at the end of the year. So, but I remember my sophomore year we had to go through them as well, and we hadn't won in that building in 6 years, and we lost Friday night, and we won Saturday and Sunday to go to the WCHA championship at Northern, and ended up obviously beating Northern. So
You just never know, buddy. You never know when it comes this time of year.
right.
I'm gonna backtrack because not a professional here. Going back to your senior night, you guys obviously lost, and that's the big Craighead thing. Just outside of that and losing the game, what were your emotions like on that night, being a kid from Houghton and playing potentially your last game in the MAC at that point?
Yeah, that was pretty sad. I teared up for sure a little bit, and that was such a special place to play 4 years, and uh, I mean, you dream about that your whole life as a kid, and to be able to live out that dream, and that Michigan Tech does such a good job with that presentation at the end and whatnot. So, I mean, obviously, fate had it that we lost that game, but obviously that fate turned out to be good, and going to Northern was probably much better than Alaska. And to be able to end Northern
What
season,
kind of
it
what
was
kind of stuff did they do for you guys that night?
you just have a presentation at the end of the night. You just go around, hug all your teammates, your coaches, your parents are out there with you. So they have like
Sure, they had a little
thing
video package.
they have video package on the jumbotron, stuff like that. So
It was nice. They showed all of that
Oh,
on the
nice.
actual stream on like Flow Hockey, so that was pretty cool too.
oh really? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. It was cool to see
Good
and
job
watch.
with it.
Going to the I want to talk a little bit. I don't want to dig in too much here, but what was the I had seen Griffin Lawford got suspended for a game. It didn't really show on the broadcast what had happened besides two guys kind of being on the ice a little bit, and then somebody had said it was bad, and then it was only called a slashing. So run me through that. What exactly had happened with him?
I mean, he speared a guy. There's no there's a reason he leads his team, or he's second in the conference in penalty minutes. He does that kind of stuff all night long. So
Oh shit! Oh shit!
he speared a guy on our team. He's dirty. There's nothing else to it. I don't know what to say. He got what he deserved there. I'll be sitting out the season opener next year.
That's tough. That's tough. What was kind of impressive,
Oh,
but also kind
I
of
didn't know
shitty
that.
is
Damn.
he was second in the nation in goals and also second in penalty minutes. So that's just it's crazy how they have the number 1 and 2 guys in penalty minutes. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. I think that's a discipline issue, and
yeah.
I was really. I mean,
He's also a young kid. Young kid.
Yeah,
I'll give him some
he's probably
slack, but I
a guy
understand
off
your
the ice,
point here.
Yeah,
Those aren't like it's not like those are good penalty minutes. It's not like it's juniors. Like it's not like those are like fighting majors. Like those are shitty penalties.
Well,
He's
especially in that.
I'm not here to bash him, and he's probably a good guy off the ice, but I've only had experiences with him on the ice.
Absolutely, and we completely understand.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
To be able to
Everybody's
beat him and his season, and to say that it's a fluke that we beat them and whatever and all that stuff, it feels good to prove that probably wasn't, and
no doubt.
And we're the
What was the season series between Tech and Northern this year? What did it end up being?
5-1.
5-1
including playoffs. So
5-1 Tech or 5-1 Northern?
Tech's
well,
Ray and the Huskies spanked.
Justin's a little out of the loop here. Welcome back.
Hey man, I live in Florida. Fuck you.
Yeah, Ray and the Huskies put the spanking on the Wildcats this season for sure.
So just moving a little bit after that, some people are calling you the Tom Brady of college hockey right now. What's up with the jersey situation?
Yeah, I said that. That was me.
Yeah, kind of funny actually. I get a text the other night and said, "You have your black jersey?" I said, "Nope." And they can't find it anywhere. I remember putting it in the bin when we got back to Michigan Tech. one of the laundry guys ends up he vividly remembers hanging my jersey up, and now it's missing. So,
And by you putting it in the bin, you mean into your fucking backpack, brought it home, huh? Put
yeah,
it put
Wait,
it
the
put it
equipment
on the
guy,
wall.
the equipment guy saw it. The equipment guy saw it, right?
yeah. So the last I saw of it was on Saturday night, and then they do not know where it is. They believe that someone stole it. So, but
All right, well, whoever has Ray Brice's jersey, hit me up and get you.
It's that guy.
If he's not gonna frame it, I will.
It's the
Little
same guy
jersey
from
gate,
Mexico
so.
that got Tom Brady's.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were gonna.
I'm not really sure what happened. It's kind of laughable, but I mean, not funny for the equipment guys.
What speaking of that,
It's on eBay. It's on eBay for about $500,000 right now.
what kind of stuff do
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
from Tech? What kind of do they give you a jersey to keep or anything like that, or how's that? Are they run like a tight ship,
Yeah,
like
I
nothing
remember
out?
last year seniors got something to keep, so we will get a jersey. I might not though. Who knows?
Well, yeah, somebody already has yours. You're gonna have to hunt that one down yourself.
You know, I might end up with one 10 years down the road if I see somebody wearing a Ray Brice jersey. So
No. Hey, they're gonna Raymond. They're gonna throw you a Ojibwe Eagles jersey.
More valuable.
sorry
Way
to
more
cut out
valuable.
there.
Yeah, way more valuable.
Saying that they're going to give you an Ojibwe Eagles jersey instead of your
Oh.
Tech jersey back.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Jibs. I probably have a Jibs jersey laying somewhere around my house.
What's
Yeah, I got
what's
two.
what's the rest of the WCHA playoffs looking like right now? So you guys play Minnesota. What else is going on here?
Bowling Green goes to Bemidji. That's it.
Okay, and then is it a 1-game championship? Is that how that works? If you guys win the best of 3, do you move on to a 1-game best of 1 championship?
Yeah, that's correct.
So what
That's
kind of sense
correct.
does that make? I don't even understand that.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that.
Really?
Yeah, I think. I mean, you make it that far, it gets tough to
Yeah.
play another 3-game series. I mean, that's not my logic. I just think that anything can happen in that 1-game playoffs. Like we end up going to Bemidji or something like that, and they're a good team, and you know anything can happen, and I just think it's a good event. I don't know. I personally do like it.
It's got to be tough for those. Not saying Tech isn't a top tier program by any means, but some of those top, like the Minnesotas and such, like when they were in those tournaments before, it's got to be tough, man. If you're putting the beating on people and somebody comes into your house and gives you a 1-game spanking, that's tough. But yeah, I can definitely understand
exactly.
the positives
I mean,
too.
that's exactly. But that gives an opportunity for a team that maybe doesn't make the tournament as much to say Lake State makes a run, like say that they had won out their 2 series and they have a chance to go to the tournament. When the last time they've been to the NCAA tournament, you know what I mean? So it does give, and usually a team, you're going to have one team that's in that is probably going to make the tournament anyways with a pairwise bid. So.
I want to talk about the sophomore class. I know you're the senior on campus here. What do you have to say about some of the younger guys on Tech? Growing up, Tech was a decent program, but there was a lot of L's involved. And now, I mean, maybe the past 10 years, I don't even know how long. I mean, the program's turned around. There's always young talent. Guys grow up through Tech, and then they graduate, and there seems like there's always more talent. And you guys are a team that has some pretty good young talent out there. What do you have to say about these guys and the future of Michigan Tech hockey as a whole?
I mean, those sophomores are incredible. Trenton Bliss, Alec Brethman, Tommy Parentino, Eric Goetz. Like that class is probably the most talented class that Michigan Tech has had in a long time. To be honest, maybe Tanner Carroll's class, Alex Patan class. But yeah, it's loaded. And if those guys, Brian Hallinan, I didn't mention him, he's unbelievable too. Those guys stay for all 4 years. Some of them might sign pro. I'm not foreshadowing anything by any means, but that there could be a chance down the road that those guys sign early. No knock to the program. It's a good thing that, I mean, those guys. Some of those, I'm sure one of those guys is going to have an NHL career out of those guys. So, and even our freshman class. I mean, we got some Parker Soretsky and Logan Pietla has been unbelievable for us, and it's gonna be even better after I graduate here. So.
You mentioned Logan Pietla. He scored that game winner for you guys Saturday night. But you had mentioned Trenton Bliss. How is he feeling? He was banged up a little bit there.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch much on that. So hopefully he'll be ready to go.
Wow,
Okay.
Ray's leaving us in the dark for the better of the team. Wow.
Yeah.
What a captain of him. Incredible stuff.
I just don't. They just never say
No,
talk about injuries.
understood, buddy. Understood.
I mean, you guys are deep in the season. It's playoffs. It's do or die. So I would imagine. Why would you not suit up at this point in time?
Yep. Yeah. It would just be if he was able to
Right.
or not. That would be the biggest thing. So.
Yeah. Everybody's banged up to an extent.
What I was going to say was touching on future classes and stuff with like Twitter and social media. It's really cool to see like, you know, Tech retweeting all the commitments and stuff like that. And these guys seem like really good players. So it's just, we're in a new age where you can kind of track this stuff. And it seems like Tech's on a track. You know, the program's completely turned around. And even, I don't know the exact history of Northern, but they seem like they've had a good program for a few years here too. So it's good for the UP in general that there's a lot of good college hockey around.
I mean, I think Northern's they've gotten a good coach there, and I've heard good things about him from, I mean, just being around and whatnot. So I no knock to them. I just think that their season this year was probably not where they wanted it to end by any means. I think they had much higher expectations, but they also did lose last year. They lost some very good guys in Adam Rockwood and whatnot. So
I think between the two young classes, between Tech and Northern, we're going to have extremely competitive hockey in the UP for quite a few years to come.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. And so
to stray away from hockey a little bit and talking about the future, what are your plans exiting college hockey?
Yeah, I don't know yet. I'm kind of unsure 100%. I'd like to try to get an offer in the East Coast and play in the East Coast for a year. I'm not sure. I do have a job offer that I have in my back pocket that pertains to my degree. So if nothing pans out with hockey, I'm going to take that and go to work. So.
Well, good for you, man. I'd imagine you want to be shooting puck as long as you can, but obviously it doesn't always pan out for everybody, and it is what it is, and it's good on you for having that job in your back pocket. A lot of people don't think about that.
Thank you. Right. Yeah. So and ultimately, if I could play a year or two of pro, I'd like to get into coaching when I'm done. So that's my ultimate dream, is to be able to coach. So.
Coaching's a fun gig, man. That's I've coached for youth teams for years, and the reward that you get from building up these kids and seeing them succeed it's very hopeful. It gives you hope for the future.
Yeah. I coach a spring AAA team, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Blizzards, Wisconsin Blizzards.
Yep.
I coached that last year, and then I'm going to coach it same group of kids this year as well. So should be fun.
You guys pretty good?
Yeah. Last year we were pretty good. Yeah, we went 10-3. We won one tournament. I think we took third in the other two tournaments. We won our last tournament. It was pretty funny. The other team in the chip scored with 2 seconds left to tie it up. So that was a blast. Me and Tyler Rockwell do that, so we have a lot of fun with that and go on the road and get to hang out with parents and whatnot. So it's a blast. I enjoy it. So.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Here we are. All right. I missed a little bit because of some technical difficulties, but Ray, we always appreciate having you on, man. You're always welcome after. We wish you guys, just the best of luck this weekend. Obviously pulling for you. Safe travels. Do all the right things. And I'm going to be watching, and hopefully you guys get it done, man. So good luck.
Sounds good.
And we'll see you soon, buddy.
2 weeks to talk about the championship. Sounds good.
Absolutely,
no doubt.
pal. Take care.
See you later. Bye.
All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start getting back to our normal podcast release days on Tuesdays. We're going to start aiming for that, record on Mondays and release every Tuesday and get back on a consistent track. We've had a lot of interviews and a lot of guests lately, but, that just comes with good opportunities and, a lot of good things happening around the area. So we got another interview dropping soon, and then we're going to get back to our normal just four boys talking the mess about the UP and all the shit going on in the world. So I appreciate you guys sticking with us and, listening whenever you get a chance, man. It really means the world to me. So we will, you guys will hear from us next week, and we can't wait. See ya.